Hello Viking scholars. We are going to do some tutoring on ELG U3.G12 parallel and perpendicular slopes. There are a few pieces of essential information that you should probably write on the top of your paper so you can refer back to as we go through this session. The slopes of parallel lines are the same. That means if line A has a slope of 1/2, then line B also has a slope of 1/2. The other piece of essential information is the slope of perpendicular lines are what we call opposite reciprocals. That means if line A has a slope of 1/2, then line B has a slope of -2/1. When you switch the sign, that makes it opposite. When you flip the fraction, that makes it reciprocal. We're going to go through a few example problems. You should do these on your packet with me as I do them, and then refer to this example as you complete the rest of them. We need to annotate our directions so that we understand what the question is asking. First of all, we always put a circle around the action. Write an equation of a line that represents a line parallel to the given line. We also put essential information. Parallel to the given line are both really important. I also want to make notes to myself. I remember that parallel means the slopes are the same. I'm noticing in this problem, it's not in the correct form y equals mx plus b, so we must solve the equation for y. We're going to take 2 x's away from each side. This negative comes with the 3y. And remember, 9 and 2x are not like terms, so we can't combine them. We just have to write them as 9 minus 2x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by -3. And when I divide by -3, I have to divide every term. So I know that y equals 9 divided by -3 is -3. I know that a negative over a negative is a positive. And when a fraction doesn't reduce nicely, I just leave it as the fraction. So y equals -3 plus 2/3 x. I can see that the slope of this line is 2/3. I know that I need to write an equation of a line that's parallel, so the slopes will be the same. So my new equation will be y equals 2/3 x, so that the slopes are the same. And I can choose any y-intercept value. I'm going to choose +2. This is the full answer, and I can check off that I have written an equation. You should pause the video here and complete the remainder of the problems in this section. Question 7. Again, we need to start by annotating our problem. Our action is to write an equation of a line that is perpendicular to the given line. Essential information, I know perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocal. It's going to be important for me. Again, I've identified that this is not in the correct form y equals mx plus b, so I need to solve the equation for y. Again, we want to get rid of the x's, so I will take away 5 x's from each side. 2y equals 2 minus 5x. Divide every part by 2, so that y equals 2 over 2 is 1 minus 5 over 2x. I know that my slope of the given line is negative 5 over 2. Remember that essential information is that the slope of my new line must be perpendicular. So I need to change the sign to positive and flip the fraction. This is the slope of the new line. So as I put this in my equation, it will be y equals 2/5 x plus whatever I choose the y-intercept to be, and this time I'll choose 5. You should pause the video here and complete the remainder of the problems in this section. Question 13. We need to annotate our problem. Our action is to find the slope of the line parallel to the line shown below. And again, that parallel is really key. I'm going to remind myself that that means the same slope. In order to figure out the slope of the parallel line, I must identify the slope of this line. So I can use my rise over run techniques. I always start with the point closest to the farthest to the left. I'm going to go up 3 and over 4. So I know that the slope of this line is 3 over 4. I need to identify the parallel slope. So I know that parallel slopes are the same. So the new slope is also 3 over 4. You should pause the video here and continue with the remainder of the problems in this section. This is our last problem for this video. Again, we're going to annotate our question. Graph the line is my action below and a line perpendicular to it. So I need to graph 2 different lines. We'll start by graphing the original line. I'm going to start at negative 4, and I know that my slope is negative 8 over 5. I'm going to rise 8, and I'm going to run negative 5. This is my original line. Remember that we can check off when we've done it, and you're not finished with the problem unless you have checked everything that's circled off. I forgot to remind myself that perpendicular slopes are the opposite reciprocal. So I know that if my original slope was negative 8 over 5, my perpendicular will be a positive 5 over 8. Remember, this is the opposite part, and flipping it is the reciprocal. I can choose any y value that I like. For my equation, I'm going to start at negative 1. I'm going to rise 5 and run 8. That is my perpendicular line, and I have graphed it. You should stop the video here and finish the remainder of the problems in this section. Once you have completed all of the problems on this practice packet, please come in to take the assessment at another day.